talk about patients having a cognitive evaluation as part of the diagnosis process for Alzheimer's. But should everybody in their 50s and 60s get a cognitive evaluation just to have a baseline? Because otherwise, when I'm 70 and having an issue, you don't know where I used to be. So is that a good strategy, just like they do with athletes in high schools and colleges to prevent concussions or to monitor for concussions?
I absolutely think so. I think that going forward, we should really think about getting a cognitive baseline beginning at 60. Just like we get mammograms as baselines, we get colonoscopies as baselines. The reason being severalfold. First of all, over the age of 80, 1 out of 3 of us will have a dementia. So that's a very high number. Over the age of 60, 1 out of 9 of us is going to have a dementia. That's again a high number. And we are all going to forget as we get older. That's just normal. So how do you differentiate normal forgetting from something that you can treat and prevent from getting worse so that you can live an independent and full life? In order to do that, I think a baseline cognitive evaluation is very important, particularly if you're smart and adept at compensating. So I've found in my practice, for example, that the people who are the smartest get diagnosed much later because they're very good at dancing around their problems and they figure out different ways to compensate for their problems. And by the time they get a diagnosis, so much of their brain has been involved. So I think a baseline cognitive evaluation should be the norm, beginning, I think, at age 60.
So let me ask you this, though, because you and I were talking earlier about women in menopause and that there are menopausal symptoms that can mimic dementia or Alzheimer's. So should women get that baseline then in their mid-40s instead?
I think so, but I think, it's hard enough getting people to get their baseline in their 60s that it's going to be hard to try to convince women that they should get a baseline when they're 40 or 45. But I think that I would want that for my family going forward in the future.
All right, and if somebody wants to get one, does insurance cover it at all yet? If it's as a baseline?
So that's a problem. Even colonoscopies as baselines didn't get covered till about 5 years ago. But they are now getting covered, and that's a very invasive test. And here we're just talking about sitting across a table from someone and answering questions, and that unfortunately gets covered if you're worried about dementia, but not really as a baseline yet. And I'm hoping that that landscape will change as more people advocate for it.
So you might have to go to your doctor, complain of some memory issues, and then get a prescription for it.
Yes, that could very well work. And then the person who usually does it is usually a neuropsychologist, and these are people trained to do these type of tests.
I was just going to ask. So you wouldn't go directly to a neuropsychologist, you'd go through your doctor anyway.
Yes.
All right, got it. Great, good advice. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you like what you just saw, come to our website. We have many more videos with Dr. Devi. You can buy her book too, The Spectrum of Hope. Here's mine. It's all dog-eared because there's so much important information in it about the new learning and understanding about Alzheimer's. And do me a favor, do that social thing. Let other people know about these very important videos. Come to our website, bottomlineinc.com.